Tuned In Pearl. We're here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change, we do need to shift and change the energy within. And hopefully my readings help you to shift into a state where you are no longer emotionally dependent upon the outcome changing. It is in this state where you are actually able to finally manifest the things that you are longing for. So it's been a minute since I've done a full-length reading. Obviously, I haven't been going live on TikTok, and I have not felt like doing that ever since the ban. It just feels like a toxic relationship now, one where I'm not going to be able to trust the partnership I once had. And so I just haven't felt good about returning there. So I'm going to continue to make content primarily for YouTube and Xiao Shenghu right now. Xiaohongshu rather. Xiaohongshu. But I will keep bringing you these weekly readings, and I'm bringing back an old school style of reading where I use 4 decks because I want to look at the union that's within the connection between divine masculine and divine feminine energy at this time, and seeing how close or far from that physical expression of union we are in the collective. So I'm going to be using these 4 decks today, Mystic Mondays. I'm about to shuffle the Star Spinner Tarot here in my hand. And then I will also be using the Buffy the Vampire Slayer deck and the Disney Villains deck. And rocking all the decks that have a lot of lavender in them for my lavender nails that I did this time around. So, all right, I'm shuffling for the feminine energy now. We're looking at one layer of past energy, current energy, and outcome. And then below that is another clarifying layer. And there will be 2 decks each. So there will be a representation of head and heart for each masculine and feminine energy, just like the old days. So how have you all been? How's everybody been feeling lately? I'm still sick. I don't know. I think I got sick like towards the end of Christmas, and I've been sick ever since. It was really bad again last week, kind of like maybe bronchitis, but I have no health care, so I don't know what's wrong with me, and I'm kind of past the point of even caring. Just sort of like, whatever, I don't care. That's where I'm at right now. Like, fingers crossed that this is the end, sort of. Not gonna lie, definitely been in that, like, I don't like it here, and I want to go, kind of a feeling. But, you know, as spiritual people, I think we all go through that, rejecting the really, honestly, annoying physical. Okay, let's do Buffy and for feminine, and we'll do villains for masculine. So the masculine energy, the energy of the mind, it does seem to be fraught with a bit of fear and worry. Hi, Mimi. I am not playing cards. I'm going to be reading cards. I'm going to be talking about the energy of the mind, the intellect, masculine energy, Shiva, and the energy of emotion, creativity, and the heart, or Shakti, the internal energy. Together, you can glean information about experiences you're having, or maybe having imminently in the very near future. I don't do very distant future readings because energy changes and fluctuates so dramatically. It doesn't really make much sense to do that. And I'm just shuffling all the cards now to get ready for the reading. And if this is your first time here, welcome. It's like having your fortune read, basically. But you have control over the outcome. It's not fate or destiny that you're bound to. It's an outline that allows you to get a sense of where you are and where you want to go and how close or far you are from that place. Okay. And we have just now to shuffle the oracles for the end of the reading. We'll be all ready. And for those of you that haven't had the chance to be at a full-length divine masculine or feminine reading in a long time, I'm sure you're very excited. We're getting the spirit animal oracles now for each masculine and feminine energy. And of course, you can relate this to an information about a person in your life if you so choose. It can reflect that energy if that is what you are needing help or guidance or support with. But the more you apply this energy to what's going on within you, the more insight you'll gain and the more mastery you'll have over your external experiences. This is a place to learn about like the deepest feelings you have within you. It's a place to be open and vulnerable and to trust whatever feelings come through, whether it's emotion or memories. Just let those things surface and let them basically tell you the messages that they're meant to bring you. Okay. And we're going to get last oracle for each. And then we'll start the reading. Okay. Here we go. So, let's start with the divine masculine energy. I feel like that energy is always less patient and wants to be heard right away. Let me see if I can move these cards down more so you can see them in the frame a little bit better. Okay, that's jumping off. So we'll start with the masculine energy, and we're going to be looking at the head and the heart space of the masculine overall energy, and we'll go back and forth. So overall for divine masculine, we have the idea or the mental picture of a feminine carrying the burden of something and looking like she's very weighed down. In the heart space of that person that leans heavily into the masculine energy, we are seeing here the Tower. It's giving the Rapunzel vibes here with the hair being let down. And the Tower is about things that are no longer stable, things that have fallen apart or crumbled away, primarily because they were built on lies. They were built on shaky foundation that couldn't withstand any pressure from outside. These are the types of relationships where the burden of the emotions are carried by one side and not another, and they can't withstand any changes in location or power dynamic shifts. Those types of relationships will easily fall away. So it appears that this person who's in the masculine energy is feeling that he put too much pressure on the feminine and tried to keep her locked away in his heart without expressing or honoring or respecting the work that she had undergone to be able to withstand all of this pressure from their connection. And so because she could no longer withstand it, she let go, she put the burden down, and everything that was there before has crumbled and fallen away. And I do feel that the masculine is taking this quite heavily. This is a feeling of a heavy heart. And this is not a good feeling that I'm getting from the masculine here. This is recognizing that his actions have burdened someone and he has offered no relief, and because of that it's now crumbled and gone away. So what's underlying these thoughts and feelings for the masculine this week, we have the Six of Swords here and the High Priestess. So the Six of Swords is about having learned very painful lessons and wanting to go now to somewhere that's calmer and more peaceful. The High Priestess is the energy of being able to trust yourself, your intuition, or the feminine energy, trust someone's emotions or feelings. The masculine energy, afraid to trust the feminine's feelings, has flew the coop once more. And really is continuing to go through these painful lessons. Is feeling very, very emotionally unstable there with the Tower card. This person in your life that leans into their masculine energy is not holding up very well. They also feel that you can just read them so accurately that they wouldn't be able to hide anything. And so there's this feeling that they need to run away from that sort of visibility. Like they can't let anyone know what's really in their heart or what's in this inner sanctum that they have. And so it caused them to run. Now, in some cases, I do think that the masculine energy, particularly ones at a later stage in the journey who may have learned their lessons, they may be running towards the feminine energy now, because they don't want to risk losing it completely. So you might see a resurgence in messaging or trying to reach out to you in some way. That's what is coming from masculine energy. Feminine energy, we have the energy of the Hermit, and that's coming out with the Nine of Cups. And I feel like the feminine energy has decided to be very selfish right now and to keep all of her wishes and hopes and dreams to herself in her own world, in her own hermit energy. She has retreated. She's gone within. She's focusing on the light within herself. She is not trying to see it externalized. She's afraid, actually, of the things she's wished for now coming to pass because she feels so unsafe with the way that the connection has been wobbling here in this Tower energy. So now she has regret over her desire to have a physical incarnation of a connection with someone that she mistakenly believed was going to be able to carry a burden with her instead of putting it upon her. But now she is feeling she might have been wrong about those things that she wished for. So she is selfishly guarding her own energy at this time. She is really realizing that she can fulfill her own wishes and needs, but it is very lonely. It's not a feeling of, this is not a joyful feeling of having wishes fulfilled. It's kind of a detached feeling, the sense that there's a certain amount of meaningless in pursuing a life that's only about your own reflexive nature. It's like getting stuck in a feedback loop of your own energy, only having your own companionship. While she finds it very beautiful and satiating, there is one cup missing, right? This Nine of Cups. It's not a true fulfillment. It's only the semblance of one, and it feels hollow. So she's not feeling great either. Underlying this energy, we have the Justice card and the Ten of Wands. So this is the reason why I wanted to use 4 decks today, because the moments when we have this union where across 4 decks, a lot of the same cards come out, emphasizing some of the same points. Here we see 2 individuals in this image. And we actually see, it's probably Buffy. Yeah, I think it's Buffy, but it's somebody that is actually wounding this other. And it's making me think also of the frightening feelings Divine Feminine is having around the things she's wished for. So I feel that right now what's underlying this energy where the feminine is on her own and independent and fulfilling her own wishes is this feeling of karma, of justice that was done. Because the masculine energy put the burden on her, she wasn't able to withstand it and she had to drop it. And when she dropped it, she had to turn on this masculine energy, and kill it, so that it was no longer her responsibility to carry it with her anymore. And this was justice. The unfortunate thing is that it would not be just for a masculine energy that left the burden on the feminine to be able to have then fulfillment and happiness. But that also means feminine energy has to sacrifice her fulfillment and happiness, the things that she wished for as well. So it doesn't seem quite fair, does it, to have been hurt so painfully by this other person the first time, and then to have to let them go, which is yet another painful experience. And to know that justice would not be served if you did allow them to come in. And that's kind of where the feminine energy is sort of trapped right now. It's very uncomfortable feelings. So let's go now to the masculine energy. What is the masculine carrying in from the past? We have here the Page of Swords and the Justice card. See? So justice has been done, I think, in regards to this masculine energy. Basically, he relied on the feminine watching him and paying attention to him in the past. But she has cut this behavior away. She no longer engages in that behavior. This is past behavior. And so now the tables have turned, and now the balance of the energy is that the feminine no longer pours anything into the connection with this person. She has completely walked away. She doesn't pay attention to this person's efforts anymore, because she has chosen herself and her own path, because she knows that she's actually better, quite a lot more accomplished at fulfilling her needs than the masculine energy was. What is the feminine carrying in from the past? We have here the Four of Cups and the Ten of Swords. So the level of rejection the feminine energy has felt from the divine masculines being stuck and unable to overcome whatever way of thinking about the world that has kept them from being able to actually connect. Divine feminine is carrying the pain of that rejection into her present moment. It's making her feel a lack of motivation and energy. There's a certain amount of depression and I think like a fixation on fantasy to try to numb herself from the reality of the actual experiences that she's had with this masculine energy. So she's carrying in the pain of betrayal and rejection, and the frustration that it has halted her progress in her life and kind of caused her to come to a point where there is no movement for her anymore, because she has lost like a spark or the joy that she had before from being like out here in these streets, you know. What is the masculine currently carrying and around this connection with the feminine? Well, we have the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups. So there's the missing cup from the Nine of Cups here that the feminine energy is seeking. And it is also the cup that she has had thrown back in her face, ultimately, and denied in terms of it has not been shared with her at all. It is basically the cup that she associates with rejection. This masculine energy is carrying it right now in his current energy, and along with this willingness to make some kind of a profound commitment, a sacred advice, or a sacred, not sacred advice, although it is advice coming through in Hierophant energy, a sacred vow to basically be open to giving and receiving love. There is a commitment on the masculine energy's part currently. The feminine energy currently, we have the World card in reverse, which is giving a feeling of things being kind of like an upheaval or chaotic, stressful, the world being turned on its head, upside down, and unfinished. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. And this is one of my least favorite characters in all of Buffy, Riley. I hate this character so much. Oh God, so much. I haven't even had to think about this son of a bitch for so long. Cannot stand him. He's just a self-righteous prick. So, okay, the fact that that's coming through is really giving me this sense that the feminine energy, it feels like a lack of closure, because this person who tried to appear like they were good, and seemed like they were going to offer like protection and companionship, they didn't. They withheld it. They actually weren't capable of it. So they were dangling this carrot that they knew they couldn't fulfill. And it's caused the feminine energy to actually have a lot of animosity, a lot of like a feeling of just an ick. It's like an ick has happened now when she thinks about this person who moved so slowly, who breadcrumbed, who just was not what he really appeared to be. So this is very, very difficult for the feminine energy to now embrace. Many blessings to you. Not everybody believes in the religion that you practice, and not everyone has to. That's why we live in a world with a lot of diverse beliefs and practices. And I don't come into your church and tell you what to do, and you don't have to come into mine. You can scroll away, and God bless you, and I send your guides and ancestors to protect you and hopefully awaken you to the truth, because you've been blinded by the lies of man. So I know that Jesus is God within my heart. I know that all of the angels and saints bless my readings, and I send blessings to you. God bless. And thank you for increasing the engagement with my YouTube video, because as you comment, you bring more people here to hear these beautiful messages that help to balance the masculine and feminine energy within all of us, so that we can be peaceful beings and love one another and not act from a place of hatred or judgment or righteousness. And God bless you. I send you on your way. Take care. May all the saints and angels bring you home to your true calling, your true blessings, which await for you here in this place and not in another place. So God bless you. Okay, so the outcome for the masculine energy, bringing this past energy of the justice that has come from the feminine, no longer giving undue attention to this energy that has not been able to bring any kind of fulfillment to the feminine energy. This masculine energy now really wanting to commit to bringing this cup, offering this cup. Where do we see this going? Well, it's actually fairly positive. We have the Three of Pentacles here, which is all about building a sanctuary and working together to create, a really beautiful, safe, secure, and stable place. And then we have here the Ten of Cups, which is all about the fulfillment of the divine. It's that missing cup that we were seeing over here on the feminine side. And we saw that the masculine here is wanting to offer this in the physical, so that the feminine energy will finally have that companionship in the 3D that we have sort of been waiting for collectively, holding our breaths in the hopes that this physical union would occur. So where does that take the feminine energy then? We have here the energy of the Two of Wands and the Tower. Okay, so there's the Tower again. I think that divine masculine would like to think that offering this cup to the feminine is going to bring about that fulfillment of the Ten of Cups and help to start to stabilize their energy. But ultimately, the feminine energy has let go of the let's see, the limiting beliefs of this is the Two of Wands, which we associate with twin flame dynamics. So the feminine energy has let go of those limiting beliefs around soulmates, twin flames, twin souls, whatever you want to call that. And she feels that those platitudes were sort of built on a foundation that was unstable and has fallen apart. She does not feel like going forward on this journey together. So we have hit a point, unfortunately, where the timing is not aligning for these two souls again, because the masculine played fast and loose and the feminine is no longer feeling connected. The bond that she felt has truly been severed through this tower energy. Okay, so that's the first layer. So let's just clarify that layer and see if we can bring any healing or light or shift into a different energy or outcome. We also have oracles left too, so stay tuned for that as well. The masculine energy. Okay, so how are we clarifying this? The justice here, where feminine is no longer paying attention to the masculine. What comes from this? Well, we get the Six of Wands, which is a victory here for the feminine energy, and the Seven. So we see progress for the feminine. Now, the masculine is not experiencing this in his mind as in a pleasant way, because the Seven of Swords is all about feeling like someone is avoiding something or cheating or, trying to sneak around and strategize or plan. It seems like the masculine is feeling that the feminine's not being willing to pay attention to him is sort of indicating that her attention is elsewhere. And from an unhealed energy, thinking that she's got someone else on the side. But as we saw from the feminine energy, that's not true. The feminine energy is truly independent of any other energy. She's no longer depending on someone outside of self to fill her cups. So this is simply a fear the masculine is slipping into. This is an old story of the ego. If she's not with me, then she must be with someone else. It's really hard for this person who's still unhealed to understand that fulfillment truly does come from within. It comes from your connection with the divine, right? That's the only way that you feel filled up in the world, is if you have this unbreakable bond with the, whatever you want to call that. There are religions that are going to call that God, Allah, the goddess, the gods. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever whatever language you're using to describe that ineffable connection to all of creation and consciousness itself is enough. And the feminine energy has always been satiated by that, which is why she didn't need any physical manifestations to feel love. The masculine energy, the mind, needs physical proof. This is where you are insisting somebody tell you that they love you, even though you can feel it. You still need to hear the words. You still need to see actions. You cannot believe in unconditional love unless you hear it. That's the part of you that is your ego. That's the part of you that has little faith, right? But the feminine energy is tuned in always to the divine. She never feels like anything in the material would be enough for her, because anything in the material is impermanent. It will dissolve. It will go away, including the rules and the structures and all of the limitations that man place upon ourselves. Those are passing away. What is out of favor with God in the many centuries ago no longer flies now, and what is in favor now would have been forbidden then. It's just those things pass away. So the only truth the feminine ever has to acknowledge is that she is truly a divine being, and she is inhabiting a vessel, a point upon the earth with which to observe the earth, to observe her own creation. And that relationship is enough. Okay? So the person outside of you doesn't understand that, and in their mind they are simplifying this process into, if she's not focusing her attention on me, there's probably someone else. This is a limiting belief for the masculine. It shows again that the masculine energy still does not find enough comfort in simply being that the feminine has been able to achieve. This is one of the points of disconnect for them. This is what makes it difficult for them to relate to one another. And please do not mistake this energy as gendered. It is not. It is not gendered. It is truly just a way to describe an energy itself. So now, the feminine, she's carrying the betrayal and the rejection of the past. This is making it very difficult for her to feel connected or bonded with this person in the present. What is clarifying that? The King of Swords and the Three of Swords. There, I can't make it up. The King of Swords is somebody who speaks harshly, but honestly and truthfully, without sort of being able to imbue those words with feelings and emotion. So this is going to be a cold feeling conversation. I don't think there has even been a conversation at all. I think that the King of Swords energy in this respect, I would say, even though I don't have reversals, very many reversals in this deck, it feels like a reversed feeling to me, where this person did not speak truthfully or honestly, and that's what hurts the most. So the betrayal isn't necessarily about what the divine masculine has been up to, whether with third-party energy or whatever. It's just more the refusal to communicate at all. That has been the most painful part of this process. There has been no acknowledgement. There has been no truthful exchange. Thank you so much, Pink. Good to see you, babes. So let's take a look now at the masculine energy of this commitment to being open to giving and receiving an Ace of Cups. What is clarifying this is the no communication I was just talking about here with the Four of Swords. The King of Swords that we just saw over here. This is, again, why I like to use multiple decks, so you can see the consistency with which these messages come through. And the Knight of Swords, okay? Now, the Knight of Swords is a good sign here. The King of Swords is the one who tells the Knight of Swords where to go. The Queen of Swords is the one who came up with the strategy or the plan, because the Queen is the creative one, the one that's tapped into the divine, the one that has the ability to co-create with spirit. The Queen of Swords comes up with a plan. She tells the King of Swords about it. The King of Swords then tells the Knight of Swords, this is where to go, this is what to say, this is the strategy to follow. This is a fast-moving energy. Now, knowing the feminine energy has this Knight of Pentacles stuck in her craw here in this current energy, the idea that someone is going to move quickly and speak to break this period of no communication is very important. There has to absolutely be a conversation around this Ace of Cups and this Hierophant energy. This feminine that has been overly burdened by this connection deserves nothing less than that. And the masculine energy knows that, okay? So that's actually a very good sign. I like that. I'm not complaining. Feminine energy, where are we at here? Lovey-dovey, as usual. So, despite the fact that she can't stand the lack of closure around this breadcrumbing in energy that has just been consistently unreliable. This is usually the card of being reliable. All that she can count on is that she can't count on this energy, right? That's the feeling I'm getting. I can't count on anything except that I can't count on you. Like, I can count on the fact that I can't count on you. Like, that is just this very loud message she's giving here with these two cards. And because of that, she has not wasted any time in showing herself love. Here with the Nine of Pentacles, which is about being single and independent. It's about rewarding herself. The love that she's feeling is for herself. You can see here we have a light and a shadow version. And this is basically being able to embrace the light and the darkness within and just feeling like you are enough and valuing yourself. I am enough. The reason why this doesn't impress me much is because I don't need it. I don't need it. I never did. The whole reason your ass was slowly tromping through to me to try to keep me on the hook and all of that is because I'm all of this. And I now know that. And my love is so powerful towards my own health and well-being that I can actually give it and share it with others. And so this, you know, waiting, this withholding that you've done, all it's done is shown me that, like, I'm a prize that you're not even really willing to let slip through your fingers, that even if you couldn't bring it, which you clearly can't, that you would do anything you could to try to keep me hanging on. The difference that I'm experiencing now is that before, when I was accepting this, like, these little breadcrumbs from you, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, like, I didn't have to do anything to be basically ensure that you were going to come and try to make me love you, because I am the prize. Like, now I know that. So now what you're offering me seems even less appealing to me, because it was never sufficient from the beginning. That's what you were trying to tell me the whole time, and I couldn't listen to you because all I could see was your potential, because I see through the eyes of source. I see the way that God intends for me to see you, as beautiful, as perfect in all of your perfection. That's what I see. And so because of that, when you couldn't see yourself that way and you couldn't show up for me in that energy, I just kept seeing the way that you could show up, not the way that you were showing up. And that made me have to make excuses, right? If this person is this amazing being and they can't show up for me like that, it must be because I'm not amazing enough. And that started this volleying of insecurities back and forth and back and forth. And that is what has caused this dynamic of hot and cold for us. And now I recognize that, and I know my value. That's not going to happen anymore. Divine Masculine, clarifying the 10 of Cups here and the 3 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Nothing is going to get past this impenetrable fortress that this Queen of Pentacles has erected around herself. The masculine is acutely aware of that. There's not going to be any of this 10 of Cups and building a sanctuary together without being able to overcome these limiting ideas about the self, and about emotion, and about how you value feminine energy, what she really means to you, who she really is. The only way that you're going to be able to have this 10 of Cups, Divine Masculine, is if you fully embrace that you have to show up in a way that matches the feminine energy, that is nourishing and nurturing, not destructive, not an energy of needing to basically nurse, right? Like, if you show up as somebody that needs to, like, get their sustenance from the feminine, she's going to be like, no, bro, get your own feminine energy. You've got it within you. Tap into that resource. I am not the one. I am not going to be in a romantic relationship with a child that I am taking care of. That is not where it's at for me. So don't be showing up in that energy, because I'm not interested, okay? Like, I don't want it. Divine Feminine, how are you clarifying this Tower here and the 2 of Wands? Well, okay, you're pissed, okay? One thing I can say for the feminine energy is the feminine energy is pissed off. We've got the Queen of Stakes, which is the Queen of Wands, the most confident, the most powerful, the most magnetic, the most sensual, the most attractive, the most spiritual, the most, I would say, gifted in terms of manifesting your desires. And it's coming out here with the 5 of Pentacles. Despite having been left out in the cold and abandoned, despite having to be in a position of begging for people, please book readings, please send donations, please help sustain me, even though I give you hours and hours and hours of blessed and free advice so that you can have an incredible life. I've still had to beg and beg and beg and beg and beg to be noticed and to be seen and to be heard. And so that's what's over for the feminine. No more. I will never be left feeling like this again. I will never abandon myself. I will never be abandoned. And so I have the power now to walk away from this journey with you without feeling any pain, because I know that I will, in doing this and choosing to follow my own path, my own heart, my own passions. I will never be abandoning myself. I will never have to fear the feelings I experience with you again. And I think that the feminine has to be in this energy in order to even contemplate having a stable relationship with the masculine. But right now, it's really feeling like TikTok to me, where it's like, I'm not going back there, guys. Like, I'm not going back there because I don't trust it. It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel like a safe space anymore. It feels like in order for it to keep going, it has to make compromises that are compromising it ethically and morally. It feels like it's going to be a space that's going to suppress voices that I want to hear because of another voice that is fascist and intends to harm others and absolutely, absolutely intends to assert white supremacy in the country. Like, that's how it feels to me now. So I can't trust it. And I don't think I could get it back. The feminine is very much in that energy. I can only trust myself. And I trust my own feelings around this. I know how I feel when I go on that app right now. And I know that feeling. I've had it when I use Meta. I have it when I use other platforms that I know are bought and paid for by a nefarious oligarchy, right? There's just, I'm going to trust myself. I'm going to believe myself. So if the masculine comes with anything except for truth, complete and total brutal honesty, open and vulnerable, acceptance, accountability, and the determination to be committed to forever altering the way that we communicate and go forward, feminine energy is not going to give a fuck. And she's also going to need to see concrete evidence of these things. It's not going to be like, you can just sit there and tell me like, no, everything's the same. No, like, no, I'm going to be elsewhere doing other things for now. And if I look over and I see that it seems like it's open and honest again, maybe I will consider it. But as of now, I'm not interested, is really pretty much the message that I'm hearing from this feminine. I know there's probably people out there that are like, no, I am interested. I want to be with this person. I want to have this experience with this person. And if you're there, you might be at an earlier stage of the journey, because that desire, that want, that feeling of fear that it's not going to be there, that is still an indication that you haven't quite come into alignment with it. Once you're in alignment with it, you will not be afraid for it to not exist in the physical. You will know that it doesn't need to. You have gleaned all you've needed from it. Enlightenment and awakening, everybody seems to want that, right? They come on these platforms and they're seeking truths and they want to know answers. They hire me to ask questions. But the real truth is something people don't really want to know, because the real truth is that it's never been about you having a physical relationship with that person, and it never will be. There is never a time where the physical, material externalization of the spiritual will trump the spiritual. That will never happen, because it's impermanent. It's not here forever. It's meant to be fleeting. And when you really embrace that lesson, you don't need the physical incarnation anymore. And I think that you can have it, but I don't think you'll care. And I think that that's something that's probably really frustrating, because you really care about it right now. I know you do. I cared about it too, but I don't anymore. I don't care about it at all. And it's not because I'm jaded or sad or miserable or any of those things. It's because I really do see the futility of desiring something that isn't for me at a time when it's not for me. And I see the benefit to embracing my present moment and being fully present to myself, and in a unbreakable bond and high level of spiritual awakening with myself. So another human being involved in that process is interesting, but it's not necessary. And I just don't feel the same way I did like even months ago, to be honest with you. Okay, let's get into these oracles to close out the reading. So what would the divine masculine energy need to know right now? We have a co-create with spirit coming out here from the animal spirit oracle. Thank you. My glasses are from Warby Parker. I love them too. I need new glasses for sure. I think I need bifocals now. Like when I try to do my nails, I can barely see them. And so like they look good from a distance, but if you get really close, you'll see like I definitely need my eyes checked. But I'm American, so no health care for me. Ha ha ha, what a silly little funny dream. Ha ha. So funny. So funny. I am working diligently to get my passport, which I have to pay a lot of money to get. And then as soon as I have it, I'm leaving, y'all. I don't care where I'm going. I'm probably gonna go to Tangier, and I'm gonna go check out China and all the places in the world that aren't here. And I won't ever probably come back here again. I saw a lot of it, traveled over the whole thing. It's beautiful. It's pretty. There's a lot of cool people here. But I just don't feel like it's worth it to try to live here. I want to go live someplace that I could go to the doctor when I have a cold for over a month. Divine Masculine says, as you look around you, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing, how every intention can call the universe into action as the sacred laws shape what you experience? The universe works in perfect order. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with spirit, you will want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Crow Spirit says you are right on target now to see your dreams magically come into being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are operating in your favor now. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co-creation. No matter what area of your life you're concerned with now, what you hope for is on its way, for Spirit is your co-creation partner. Yeah, I don't feel that today, but I hope you do. I'm just like, cool story, bro. Okay. 63, Vulture Spirit. Divine Feminine needs to know right now that nothing is wasted. I definitely have been saying this over and over again lately. I've just been like, my life is a waste. My gifts and talents go unheard and unseen. I don't have like any chance of having a real life. The amount of debt I'm in is like to the point where I would be on Squid Game. Like, no joke. It's just like, no point in any part of existence. What a waste. Literally, I've been so bleak, man. Okay. If it weren't for channeling, I don't think I would be able to survive day to day. Channeling is the only thing that like pulls me out of that like dark, egoic kind of energy. Oh, not this card. God bless. I'm so glad it's not that one. Okay, nothing is wasted. What seems hideous has its own beauty. And the recycling and repurposing the vulture does is as important as any other activity in nature that supports the cycle of life. Vulture Spirit's message is that nothing is to be wasted, for nature sees value in everything that exists. What seems rotten and ugly has the potential to be transmuted into something beneficial. And you are reminded that any suffering you have experienced has not gone to waste. Wisdom and understanding that arose from the experience are talismans that will serve you on your journey wherever you go. Literally, my ego is like, fuck you, dude. Fuck your wisdom. I just love when I'm in a sass queen energy like that. What is decaying is only changing form and will fertilize seeds you wish to plant, turning that which has passed away into the substance that will support new growth. All that you might wish to deny or discard has value and can be repurposed and reintegrated into the new you that you are becoming and the new life that you are dreaming into being. No pain was in vain and no experience was wasted, for you have the power to use it to co-create something far better. This is the miracle in your partnership with Spirit. Fuck your miracles, dude. Okay, let's see. To be fair, this is interesting because this justice thing has come up a lot. Are you guys dying right now that I'm literally like, fuck this? You can only take so much before you lose your goddamn mind. Okay, to be fair, the wisdom card here. If you want a reading, you can click on the link in my profile, go to turnedintarot.com and book a reading with me there. There are 5-minute readings starting at $25. And I also have a sale right now on video recorded readings. Be more than happy to read for you. 38, let's see. I just did a whole big long free reading had a lot of information in it that might have helped you. So if you didn't get to see the whole thing, it's should be right under the live tab on my Tuned In Pearl. So check that out, because I'm sure some of what you're asking will be answered there. Okay. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing. Yet over time, they strike a balance. You move from being, from stasis to doing, from discovering to loving to letting go to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. You know, I don't think you do reap what you sow. I don't think you do. If you do, I have yet to see what I've sown reaped. I can't say I have had that experience yet. So, because I've done a lot of fucking reaping, dude. Truth be told, number 14. Here, this is a feminine energy. Let's see. Where are you being dishonest with yourself or others? If you're unhappy in any area of your life, look for signs of denial. This can also pertain to others being misleading or withholding or acting from hidden agendas. Now is the time to say no to dishonesty in all forms. Ask for the truth. Even if you don't like what you hear, acknowledging it will be a key to a beautiful new future, where you no longer labor under the heavy burdens that deceit and denial impose on you. Set yourself free. Nothing less than truth is required now. See, I think the feminine energy is being so honest, and that's why there is this like putting down of this burden of this other person that just did not have the capacity to be the type of partner that the feminine energy is like basically in position to receive. So I think like having to just be really honest with yourself about that is probably one of the lessons of these readings, and today specifically. Okay, last two cards from this awesome deck, the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle, which I freaking love. It is so on brand for me, as y'all know. We're getting Alchemy, or Choices, for the masculine energy, and then we're getting Irawo, or Restoration, which very much looks like the energy of the star for the feminine. So let's see. Alchemy or Choices for the masculine energy, number 78. In the Alchemy card, we see the bong in a glass case on the wall and another that is free in the hand of the being. The person depicted has to make a decision. The bong brings the alchemy of the four elements together, as shown by the table altar beside the person. Water, the earth, spirit, the air, and the fire all have to be present for the alchemy to work properly and connect to the higher realms. When this card appears, you are being reminded that you always have a choice. Decisions come before actions, and the bong represents weighing your alternatives. If this card has come to you, commune with the plant spirit pairing to determine progress, plan the future, and find the ambition to make it happen as fast as you like. Plant spirit that you should be working with is lavender. Okay, and then Irawo, or Restoration, is 54. Nope. The energy of water has memory and connects you to the unified field where the whole of the source resides. We all come from a creative energy, and within that energy is where you can find freedom. Behind them is the hemp stalk and the Nigerian Ibadan Malimbe. Irawo is a card of healing for both inner and outer purposes, which will alter as you go through the changes you encountered in Iku, Gogoro, Itan, and Ifarada. The stars have always provided us with an infinite perspective and sense of possibility. Irawo reminds you that your ancestors lived so that you would not have to ask permission to. You do not need permission to exist. Thousands had to love for you to be here. Conjure that feeling of having an overflowing vase and pour yourself a sense of relief. It has already happened. If Irawo has appeared in your spread today, Please ask yourself, am I showing gratitude every day? Do I believe it will all work out for me in the end? Do I believe in my blessings? No. No. I don't. I hope you do, though. I hope that those messages helped you today. I am still not feeling great, as you can hear from my voice, which doesn't sound great. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get better, because it's been a very long time now, probably over a month. And my symptoms don't seem to get better. I just go in and out of having fevers, and they come back, and I'm kind of crossing my fingers that it might be my exit from this fucking terrible place, a capitalist hellscape that we live in. Oh my god. Anyway, I shall see you all soon. I am not going live anymore on TikTok or using TikTok right now. I don't know if that'll change, but it's definitely not going to change right now. And so you can find me here and on Red Note. And Red Note is so fun, guys. Oh my god. I'm absolutely in love with China. I'm absolutely in love with all of the Chinese people. I was literally crying yesterday with all of them because they were telling me this story about how I guess in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s, their teachers would have them write letters to American children, but we never wrote them back. My God. And so now they're all crying, saying like it finally feels like our letters are being answered. And all these years later, it's so beautiful. You're from Canada? Yeah, I'm from the border of Canada. Or like right on the border. I'm actually just going to say I'm Canadian from now on because I hate this country so much. And I've always loved Canada. But je parle français un petit peu. Je dis en français pour 8 ans when I was in college, and before, a little bit before in high school, I guess I studied it too. And I live right in the Alexandria Bay area, like right in the Thousand Islands region. I'm only about 45-minute drive from Kingston, Ontario, which has the best food. But I don't have my passport right now, so or my enhanced license, so I can't get in easily in and out. But I wish I could, because I would much rather live in Canada than here. Oh my god. But thank you so much, everybody, for being here with me today. I will see you again. Look at I have red, I don't know what this is from. I think I'm just so stressed out. I like literally broke blood vessels under my eyes last week, like from crying and coughing. I like right here, you can kind of see. Like, it's just, give me a break, man. I need a fucking break. But go take advantage of all the things. turnedintarot.com. Love you guys. Bye.